Welcome to Season 3 of the New Era podcast. This season, I'll be sitting down with agency owners, social media managers, and successful business owners to dive deep into their journeys. The aim of this season is for the episodes to act as mini blueprints packed with insights and actionable takeaways that you can implement yourself. My goal is to inspire you to take that next step in your own business journey. And remember, if you're ever looking to take that leap, my DMs are always open. On episode 1, I'm joined by my good friend and agency owner, Jack Mattison. I first met Jack when he worked at a previous agency and closed me on paid ads for my e-commerce brand, GymLaw. It was an interesting journey to say the least, but the best part of that partnership was meeting Jack, who has taken the leap and never looked back. So on that note, let's get into his story and learn how he scaled his own agency. Sit back, drive on, whatever it is that you're doing, and let's get into it. Jack, thank you for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
How was your journey down here today?
It was all right, yeah, it wasn't too bad. About
See?
2 hours, it's not too far.
That's not too far. I am so excited to have you here because those that know me know a lot about you because I do still speak about you even though we met years ago.
Oh, amazing.
But those that don't know me will find out why you are so amazing today. So do you want to break down how we met?
Yeah, so we actually met at another agency I was at.
Yeah.
And at the time, you owned an e-commerce brand, didn't you, called GymLaw?
GymLaw.
Do you still own that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Still
okay.
got it.
So yeah, that's how we met. And then I believe you was reaching out because you needed help with ads.
Yeah.
And then we sold you a coaching program.
So no one has ever sold me anything for that brand, right? You were the only person, and it's because I really liked you. Like you'd ring me and I'd be like, oh, it's Jack. So you worked with me on ads and then we came down for like a day.
Yeah,
and that's when I met you for the first time.
Yeah, we'd only just like built that offer as well.
Yeah.
So you was like one of the first, you must have been in like the first 10 brands that we'd helped.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's how we got started.
That's
that was like
crazy,
5
isn't
years
it?
ago.
So at that agency, were you in sales predominantly or service delivery as well?
Yeah, it was more sales.
Yeah.
I wasn't really too involved in delivery. I'd get involved in like building offers out, but yeah, it was mainly sales.
That's good though, because that's obviously helped you then to where you are right now.
Yeah, I think it's a big part of helping me grow an agency has definitely been like sales I just love it.
You love sales.
I love sales, yeah.
So where are you right now? What are you doing?
So currently I've got my own agency.
Yeah.
Called Scale It Co. We specialise in paid ads though. We don't really filter too far from that. So it's paid ads, content creation as well, because of course that's relevant to it.
Yeah.
But it's mainly just paid ads. We don't get involved in like social media management or anything along those lines.
Yeah.
But,
what platforms?
Mainly Meta.
Yeah.
Bit of Google, and then most recently TikTok. But yeah, that's a different world.
It is a different world. There's so much potential on it. But even, so for example, the set I'm wearing right now, I'll stick clips of this on TikTok and link the outfit for affiliate commission.
Okay.
That's how much TikTok is a different world. There is so much potential there.
Yeah.
Okay, so looking at obviously the agency that you were at to where you are right now, what do you think you learn from working at an agency that's given you like the courage to go off on your own?
I think it goes back to the sales aspect. Like with sales, I think you've got to be good at building a relationship with people, and just be a bit comfortable being uncomfortable. As obviously with follow-up calls, there's uncomfortable questions. And that really just helped me, I think, build my personality.
Yeah.
So when I got started, I was like a shell of who I am now because I just worked in a factory. So didn't really speak to anyone. I just pressed buttons for a living.
Oh, okay. So take me back to kind of like the younger Jack.
Yeah. So the younger Jack was very different. Younger Jack was just, I didn't really speak to many people, to be honest. I had like a few friends. Didn't do much, but then in terms of work, it was just, my job was, I worked in a factory, basically building parts for cars, which is really boring. Like, I'm not joking, you just press a button for a living, not joking. But there wasn't much progression there, and because you literally just do shift work, so I'd be working nights, mornings, afternoons, all these different hours. It's really unsociable. Okay. And that was pretty much my life for about 7 years.
Really?
Yeah. So if you'd have, and I actually had like really, really bad social anxiety when I left there and started in this industry.
It's a big jump.
Yeah.
It's totally different.
Yeah. I was like having panic attacks all the time.
Oh, bless
you. Yeah. It was horrible. But it was because I just wasn't used to
Yeah, you've thrown yourself in at the deep
Yeah, I
end.
just wasn't used to speaking to people really.
So when you left there, did you jump straight into sales?
Mainly, I mean, I started to take courses because I couldn't progress in that work.
Yeah.
So I was looking for, right, how can I make money? Like side hustles, come across drop shipping.
Yeah.
The usual. And then I just started watching YouTube videos, and I came across a guy called Jordan Platten.
Yes.
You know Jordan?
Yeah, I know Jordan.
Really good guy. And I actually he was the first course that I took, just learned about the industry, and then just spent really about a year just trying to learn about it before I took the leap. And then when I did take the leap, it was I learned really quickly, like, okay, I need to actually sell this. I can't just like sit behind my computer, which is what I thought it would be.
Yeah.
So I had to then just I started investing in my sales skills, learning how to sell. And of course, the previous agency I was at is where I got a lot of my, skill set from, really.
That's brilliant, because I think a lot of people that want to get into the agency game or the social media manager game, they come from jobs and they don't have the experience in sales. They're not sure how to even like expand their skills, and they're literally putting themselves in something that's brand new. Yeah. Whereas you've had the best skill to get into the agency space now, and that's getting clients.
Yeah.
Like, you can be brilliant at a service, you could be the best social media manager, best paid ad specialist, but if you don't know how to sell, you're never going to get the clients through the door.
No.
Like, I always speak to clients and they're like, oh my gosh, this person, they were amazing though. And I was like, yeah, brilliant. I said, but was the service delivery good?
Yeah.
They're like, no, but the relationship was there. So it's like, you need that fine balance.
Yeah.
No, that's really interesting. So the agency now, how long have you been going?
It's about 2 years, coming up to 2 years, I think.
2 years.
Yeah.
And what's the team look like?
So we're fairly small at the moment, but to be honest, I want to try and keep it that way for as long as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm with that.
We've got the same struggles. So at the moment, it's a small team. It's me, my business partner, Ollie. We've got our first full-time staff member who we hired 2 weeks ago, Greg. We've got a part-time team member, Josh. And then we've also got a few contractors that we lean on for things like graphic design and stuff. But and then also a videographer that we've sort of done a partnership with.
Yeah.
So it's a small team, but it means that we can just give, like, our whole thing now is giving like the best possible service. Yeah. Because results come. I don't know if you agree, but like results, if you've got a brand that it's got a product or a service that's relevant to the marketplace, it will sell.
Yeah.
So with the right marketing, you should be able to help them grow. But
I think as well, having like a smaller, closer-knit team, things don't get lost.
Yeah.
Like, I look at these huge agencies, they always end up being the red flag agencies because they can't necessarily keep everything in-house. Like, everything's, it's just a nightmare.
It's all over
the
place.
You are right. I think when a client comes in that they've got a product that can sell, it's just about having the right creative and the right strategy to get that out there.
Yeah.
What's been like one of your favourite starlight projects that you've worked on since launching?
There's a brand that we're working with now. We've only been with them for about 5 months.
Yeah.
And it's called Chug. It's actually going to kill me because I asked him, I said, can I speak about Chug if it comes up? And he said, yeah, just bring the Chug with you. So Chug, by the way, for everyone watching, it's like this, imagine this insulated cup that looks like a Viking style tankard.
Okay.
You imagine like, have you ever watched Vikings or Game of Thrones?
My dad has told me to watch this many times before, but I've not.
Okay. So it's, just imagine like an old school beer drinking vessel thing.
Yeah.
But that's been a really cool project. I mean, there's loads. There's like probably too many to even, count on my hands. But that's a really interesting one recently because when he joined us, he's similar to me. Yeah. He's like I'm very aggressive with like business growth. I just want to jump in the deep end and take every risk there is. That's kind of like my personality, and he's very similar.
Yeah.
So when we got started, he was like, right, what can we do? How can I spend more money? All this kind of stuff. And we've grown quite significantly over the last 5 months.
Amazing.
To the point where he's spending a lot on ads. He's growing his team. He's expanding in every aspect of the business, and it's just a really, really cool project. I would go into more detail, but
you can't.
Yeah, I can't go into.
Are they based in Birmingham?
No, he's in Cardiff.
Okay, I was going to say, because one of my favourite clients that we've got is just like that, and they're based in Birmingham.
Oh, wow.
And I wasn't sure if it was a Birmingham thing where that's where I need to target to work with nice people.
Yeah.
I know what you're saying though. When you've got a client that wants to work with you, the results are just crazy because you can see like they want to work to excel in the same way that you do. We've had so many clients that will come and they'll be all for it. They'll pay you for the service and then they completely disappear. And then nowhere to be seen until they're moaning that results aren't there. And you're like, what do you want me to pull out my arse? Like genuinely.
Just stressed.
How do you handle like client communication then to keep the results there?
So we're quite responsive. We've got WhatsApp groups with clients. Of course, they can email us, but we prefer like WhatsApp. They can call us as well. So we're always, if we can't answer the phone, someone will be able to call them. And then every single week they'll get a report from us, usually like a Loom video. And then usually we'll go and see clients at least once a month, like in person, just to, take the team, whether they come to us, whether we go to them.
How would you find that? Because that's something we don't do.
Oh, we love it.
Really?
Yeah, it's great fun because you usually lose a day. Especially if you're traveling, but it's so much fun because you get to kind of like, if we go to, for example, I went to Chug's HQ last month. Got to meet all the team for the first time properly. You go to have lunch, it's just such a different environment to, like, of course, Google Meet, Zooms, they're really convenient. But it helps so much in building that relationship.
I'm guessing it breaks your month up as well because you know that you've got something fun. Like if I look at our clients, we've got clients everywhere and I'm like, we never take that time to actually really go and see them. But we've got clients in Australia as well. So I guess it would be more than a day for you to go over and see them.
At least 2 weeks.
But the ones that are over here, I think we definitely should obviously make the effort to go and see them. So I love that.
Yeah, it's definitely worth doing.
That's why we're slacking. So if you look at the agency now, so you've been around for 2 years. What are some of the mistakes that you made in the beginning?
I think maybe not so much this agency, but in previous years, some of the mistakes. I was saying that, of course, I've made mistakes. This is not a perfect agency.
But I know what you mean. You're going to say, because you've come from an agency, you've seen the mistakes. So you've actually been able to kind of work from them. Which is brilliant. So
I think one of the mistakes was not prioritizing service.
Yeah.
I think, a lot of the time, it's especially if you're getting really good results for a client, it's not enough to to retain them and keep them for as long as possible. So of course we rely on clients staying with us. If you've got a massive churn, it's almost impossible to grow an agency. Especially with the competition. There's like, I need to work it out, but the cost of acquiring a new customer right now in the agency space is high.
We'll come on to that because I will kind of pick your brain about that.
Okay, cool. So I think that was it. It's not prioritizing service, not making sure that it's like structured and that onboarding smooth and that clients are actually getting spoken to. They're not, you're proactive as an agency. That's like one of the biggest mistakes.
Do you say like setting the expectations and like timelines in the beginning as well?
100%. So important. And that comes back to relationship a bit as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does, because we're like nearly 4 years in now and we still have things where I go, oh, we should have done that. That would have been easier and this issue wouldn't have happened if we did that. It's the same with like contracts. Like we signed a 12-month contract and had a huge issue where they then left for no reason at all, but there was no early termination fee and we couldn't really fight it because they were based in the US. Like so many little things that you don't think about in the beginning and then you're like, but every day I feel like we make mistakes every day, but you can only make them mistakes to then learn from them.
Of course, 100%.
So when it comes to finding clients, you mentioned it's expensive to obviously acquire a new customer. Are you running ads right now then to acquire customers?
Yeah, it's pretty much what I've done since day one.
Okay.
And we kind of say like we practice what we preach in that aspect, which of course makes people feel comfortable that we're spending on the platform as well. But yes, we are.
That's interesting to me because that's something I've never done. So I've never run ads to acquire any customers.
You've got a really good network though.
I feel like if I've actually run ads, I'd probably end up with really, really good clients. I really want to test it. But I've just never even got round to doing it. Like I film content all the time. So I always think we could have made like the best ads, but we've just never done it. So
interesting.
I know. So how does it work? Like how are you finding like the sales calls? Like how does it work?
So
tell me everything.
Okay, it's, to be honest, it's fairly like simple. We've moved away now from like, the days when it used to be like, right, send everyone to a high performing landing page, filling with information. For me personally, that's never really worked. So we just use simple lead form on Facebook. We run all of our ads on Facebook and Instagram, well, Meta. we're spending about $3,000 a month at the moment. So it's not, in terms of like investment, it's not huge amounts.
I'd say it's a good ad spend there.
Yeah. But we essentially, they see the ad.
Yeah.
There's I think there's 6 questions that we ask them.
Yeah.
Off the top of my mind, there's, of course, what your website is, what's your business, how much revenue you're making at the moment, what kind of marketing budget you've got, these kind of questions, so that I guess they're coming through qualified.
Yeah.
But then at the end of that lead form, because on a Meta lead form now, you can almost build it like a landing page.
Okay.
In a way.
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
Yeah.
And at the end, we give them the opportunity to book in a call.
Right. Okay.
So they book in a call there and then that's like it in terms of the ads.
Okay.
They get like email automations from us.
Yeah, like reminders.
Yeah. And then we also send them emails as just like we've got like a 4-stage email.
Okay.
Where they'll receive these emails about, success we've had, things just to, get them more excited for the call.
Yeah.
And then we have the phone call with them, and phone call is usually about half an hour.
Yeah.
We don't usually tend to gain the business there and then.
Yeah.
It's more of a have the call, send a proposal, follow up.
Yeah, this is something I've been trying to get my head around as well. I feel like I go off on tangents, but so with the likes of courses, I've been looking at so many different sales calls of people that sell courses, and it's all like one call closes. And I was speaking to Steve the other day about FBU, and he was like, you could have closed that person on the call then. And I was like, no, I couldn't. I said, with an agency, like you always have to go away, do a proposal, because you are competing against everyone else.
Yeah.
So they do want to kind of see results. They want to see what you've got. Yeah. And sometimes you might be able to make the sale on there, but I don't think you can actually set the expectations then of service delivery well enough to be able to do that. Yeah. So I think it actually causes you further issues down the line.
100%. Yeah. It is hard.
So with acquiring the customers through Facebook ads then, how much on average is like a good customer acquisition cost, would you say?
So I'd need to work it out properly, but it costs us at the moment to get a qualified lead. It's about £60 at the moment, but that's just a lead. It's not necessarily booked calls. So we want to then look at the cost of what a booked call costs us. We've just restructured our business a little bit, so that's why we are at the moment in some areas a bit up in the air with numbers. Because we're splitting everything down the middle. Yeah. But yeah, it's how much it costs us to get a lead. In terms of book call, if I was guessing, I imagine it's like £90 to £100.
Yeah.
But then we usually have one call, send a proposal, and there's probably 2 or 3 calls after that in terms of follow-ups.
Yeah.
So the cost of sale, I imagine, it's got to be up there.
It's got to be higher. I think if you look at the lifetime value though of the customer, like that's when it gets good. Yeah. And I think something we don't push on enough is like referrals. Do you push on that?
We honestly, me and Ollie, my business partner, have had a conversation this morning. We've mapped all this out. Yeah. That's the one thing we're going to start prioritising.
Referrals. Honestly, I'm like, I think, so I've had a few referrals that come over. Yeah. But like that's not me asking for them. That's clients that have just been like, oh, such and such has referred me. Like I've got a business. And I thought if we actually started introducing things where we gave our customers like kickbacks and stuff for referring people over, it would be so much easier.
100%.
Like when you're already delivering good results, like I only have to go on TikTok shop and someone's selling me an outfit. Like if someone was there going, I've worked with Aventis and this is what they're doing. Yeah. It just makes life so much easier. Yeah. So definitely. I think referrals is like a big one. So everything you've done is paid for leads.
Pretty much, yeah. Instagram, I get quite a lot of, I say quite a lot. I'm just about to start focusing more on my organic now on social media, but I probably get like 2 leads a week come through just organically on Instagram as well. So
are you going to start looking at growing organically on Instagram right now?
I really want to push it now, yeah. Now that we've brought in like our first of hopefully, next 2 or 3 full-time people to basically run all the ad side of the business. Yeah. I really just want to focus a lot more time now on the organic.
If you want my opinion now on organic,
yes,
I'm going to 100% push you to do LinkedIn.
Really?
Oh my gosh, Jack, I started posting January 1st and I've had 5 million organic impressions from posting daily. That's it. That's it. All I've done is literally post about agency growth. And that's why
LinkedIn as well.
I think if someone said to me, okay, Abby, what is the full-on strategy that you do? Like I'm speaking at an event on the 9th of November about LinkedIn. He was like, I want you to sit there and tell them like your LinkedIn strategy and everything you do. it's nothing special. Like, it's literally, I post my knowledge on there, or all like the captions that I've posted on Instagram over the years, I've repurposed them and just post it on LinkedIn. They're trying to push video content right now, but it's just static images. So it's so much easier. Think on Instagram, you've got to post reels, you've got to like make them engaging, hooks, all this. You don't really have to do that on LinkedIn, because if you're given what people want to see, people will engage with it. It's phenomenal.
We spoke about that today, because Ollie's got a bigger following and more engagement on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
And I've just never been interested in it. But
so I had no followers in January. I've now got 25,000 followers.
Okay, I'm on LinkedIn then.
If I was on Instagram, I've had my Instagram account like 5, 6, 7 years. I'm at 11.9k.
Yeah, that's literally where I'm at.
Like, what? What? Like, I've literally been here for years.
And I'm running ads.
Yeah.
Like, I'm spending on the platform.
I'm spending money. Give me the followers. So I'd look at LinkedIn, and I'd also look at TikTok, because TikTok's really good for like value. So if you can give as much free value away, people, you'll build a community. So do you know, obviously you offer like the done for you and the done by you. You could then, down the line actually offer like courses and stuff to the people that are, say, the same way that we're now moving over to offering social media managers advice. Yeah. You can then offer stuff to like paid media specialists and things.
Love it. Yeah. You will see me on that now.
Honestly.
I literally spoke about it this morning. So
I push it to everyone, because I'm like, you will sit there and build a strategy for Instagram and you will literally break your back. And I'm not saying that you won't get success from it, but for quick success, LinkedIn right now is the place to be, because no one's there really. Like,
they're just fueling. They want you to post.
Yeah, and I think with your personality, you'll stand out a lot, because a lot of people are quite flat. They're kind of a bit like corporate. Like, you're that fine balance of, okay, I know my stuff, but I'm going to bring the sense of humor and like personality to it.
That's just reminding me of something. We're just about to launch an ad.
Go on.
There's this billboard in Birmingham, and it says something like, "Fuck nudes, show me your juice," or something like that. Or something like that. It's a juice brand, by the way. They sell juices. We just created a graphic where it says, "Fuck nude, show me your ads."
I love that.
So we're gonna try. That. I don't even know if it'll get past the reviews.
I know, but it's gonna be like that. Not a chance.
I'll see how that does on Meta first before I post it on LinkedIn.
They are so strict on certain things, aren't they? We ran an ad the other day. So an influencer created like a get ready with me style video, and we'd paid them a fortune, right, to create these ads. And I forgot, I didn't actually think of it. When they were doing the ads, they had like a bra on, and then they were sticking the tops over the bra. And I was like, oh my gosh. So the start of the video was brilliant, and then I had to like crop it, but it didn't make the video make sense. But organically performed brilliant. And I was like, okay, we'll make that.
Try that.
We'll make that. So going back to, I mentioned before that you do the done for you and the done by you. What does that mean? So explain that.
So the done for you is where a business can essentially plug into our team and expertise, and we pretty much do everything for them in terms of paid ads on Meta, like I say, a bit of Google, potentially TikTok. We do website optimization as well. That's a big way of helping the ads perform better. But it's pretty much like a hands-off thing for the clients. So we just do everything. We send reports and everything, of course, as well. With the done with you, it's slightly different. It's more where we coach them on how to do it themselves. But it's a process. It's over 12 weeks, and there's like phases that we go through. So they get online resources. They spend a full day with us in person, coaching, and they get a lot of support from us. We do audits as well when we first onboard them. So we look at everything. We essentially and it's for most of it's for smaller businesses. But when they jump on board with us, we essentially just like rip everything apart. Most startup brands, they, for no fault of their own, they don't really know what they're doing. They've got this amazing product. It's perfect for the marketplace. But how do I sell it? And then I create these like Wix websites, and not everyone, but most.
I do get a shiver.
Do
you find that lots of people launch on like WooCommerce and things instead of like Shopify? Do you prefer working with Shopify?
100%. There's plugins. I know.
My gosh, the amount of people that come over and they've got like an e-com brand on WordPress, and I'm like,
why? That's the first thing we need to change.
Red flag.
Shopify.
So with them services then, how do you determine what service to offer to a client?
A lot of it comes down to budget.
Yeah.
Startup businesses don't tend to have as much resource. So usually if a company's in its first year or two and it hasn't really took off yet, maybe it's doing even just like between 8 to 10 grand or anything below that in revenue, that's usually who we'd sort of say, right, you're better off doing this yourself.
Yeah.
Scaling it will help you get all the like foundations in place, optimize your website, get better creative, learn how to actually implement a good strategy on ads.
Yeah.
And then generate more revenue as well. Then it's so much easier for them to be able to afford a good agency.
Yeah, literally.
Because the thing is, there's no short of agents. There's no there's no shortage of agencies. They're everywhere. But like good agencies that I'm kind of blowing my own trumpet. Well, blowing both of our trumpets here, but like to get a good agency is not cheap.
Define a good agency.
A good agency is an agency. Of course, experience is a big part of it, but I think it's it's experience and skill set.
Yeah.
You like someone can be running. I've been doing this now for close to 8 years.
Yeah.
Pretty much everyone in our team has been 5 years plus. Like we've managed all kinds of ad spends and all sorts.
Yeah.
You learn so much from doing that.
Yeah.
And then also, of course, the service element comes in as well. It's knowing how to communicate with clients at that level of where they need you to.
Yeah.
Actually talk to them about business and profit and stuff like this. So,
Do you ever find that when you're on like a new client call, they always bring up bad agencies in the past or agencies that they've worked with?
Yeah, it's like...
How do you handle that?
So I never really like badmouth anyone. What I mean by that is I never try and get like too caught up in like, oh yeah, you know, this agent, I've heard about them or anything like that. I don't really try and do that. But I just say like, you know, look, everyone's in different positions and you know, obviously we've got the experience there. There's many ways that we can settle their nerves. Sometimes we'll even go as far as actually doing an audit prior to them becoming a client so we can show them, right, here's what we would do. Yeah. To be honest, if they steal the ideas, then probably never didn't want to work with them anyway. So
that's exactly what we do. We always do like an audit. So as opposed to just a proposal now, I literally will say like, we'll do an audit for you. We'll jump on. And then sometimes we look and we go, oh my gosh. And it does take longer to close the client because an audit can take like an hour or there's loads of back end work. And I know some people take deposits and things before they do that, but we always do it for free. And we always think if they don't work with us and they do choose to go and work with someone else or they do kind of rub the ideas, then you're right. They're not the client for us. Yeah. But at least we know that we'll always record them calls so we can use that work. So it's like they can sign something prior, we can use that work. We've got it for promotional things. So you actually do still get something out of it. But that's probably the only way that we've managed to combat that is saying, let us do an audit, let us run through it with you so that you can actually see where things are going wrong or if the agency is actually doing a good job, but you just assume it's doing a bad job because your back end might not be right. Because we had a client that came to us and they were like, the agency's not working, they're doing a poor job. We looked and we were like, it's actually all right here. I was like, can we look at the back end of your actual business? And he had loads of inventory that was just out of stock and he'd not actually linked his factory over to his fulfillment.
Right, okay.
So like he was like, they're not selling anything. It was like, it's out of stock on the site. But then I was like, but I guess your agency could have made you aware of certain things. Like that was conversations that should have been had. Yeah. But sometimes it works both ways.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Yeah, it's I think there's something that was just on my mind then as well. It's gone now.
It's always the way. There's always something and you'll remember it tonight when you're lying in bed.
Oh no, I think I should have said that.
Can we crop this in? And you'll be like recording yourself in bed. Stick this in the podcast.
My hairy chest out.
Pseudocreme on your face. That's just me.
Oh God. Yeah, I don't put pseudocreme on.
I do.
I'm not that organised.
I go to bed covered in toothpaste.
Do you?
Yeah.
Do you know what? I'm not surprised, you know. Not
right,
surprised you.
Literally. Okay. I'm going to take it back to, because honestly, I can sit here and talk to you for hours, but let's take it back to mindset. So obviously, when you launched the agency, you'd been in the space. What mindset shifts do you think you had to take to go on your own? I know you're with Ollie, but like to both of you to come together and say, right, we're going to go off on our own and do this.
Yeah, it was actually quite tough, to be honest. I think you go through all the emotion. I almost felt like I was starting again in some ways. So I went through all the emotions, really. Like it took me a while to adjust.
Yeah.
That's for sure. I think the biggest change was kind of going from, you almost have this structure of like, right, I'm in at 9, I finish at 5.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Yeah.
And then I can switch off and I can just relax, whatever. I haven't got to worry about it until 8 o'clock next day when I'm actually getting ready for work. Whereas it was totally different with this. It like, even now, still to this day, like my mind just does not switch off. I'm constantly thinking of things. I could literally be having a conversation with my wife and then she'll say something and it'll trigger something.
Yeah.
I'm like, just don't know how to switch off. But it was like an emotional roller coaster because I hadn't been through anything before. So if a client had like maybe just a small complaint, like something small,
anxiety through the roof.
Yeah, through the roof. And I'm like panicking. I feel like they're going to leave me.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what to do. I don't know how to speak to them.
Yeah.
So, whereas now I hope this is answering the question, by the way. But
no, I think it is, because I think this is the raw reality of like going off on your own and starting a business.
Yeah.
Like this is the truth behind it.
Yeah. It's not what it's like made out to be on social media, where you live this, life where you're stress free and you don't have to work and you're time rich. That takes so much time to get to.
Yeah.
But yeah, now I think the biggest change for me is whenever let's say there's a problem, whatever it may be, I don't react. I just take time, even if it's just something small.
Yeah.
Take the time, think about it, and then it's much easier for me to as a person, just deal with it and think about things.
You've had to have gone through that in the beginning though to get to that point.
Yeah.
If I look back a year ago, I think I said to you the other day, we had a client that spent $4,000 a month with us, got 3 months worth of work, and then issued a charge back on 12 grand worth of work.
Yeah.
I was absolutely livid.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, the world's ending.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even just about the 12K. It was more the fact that I'd paid the team and I was like, I've actually put work in here. Like I felt horrific. After that, I was like, right, I can fight anything. They then wanted us to take us to court for an extra 4K for stock. We got all the money back, everything, and they never actually pursued court because they had no case.
Yeah.
Awful. Whereas now, when I'm going through another case of an absolute nightmare fraud client for 22K, and when it hit, so this happened on Friday, all the chargebacks came through, and I thought, I cannot believe this is happening again.
Yeah.
And I didn't really flinch. I was like, right, I've just got to deal with this now. And I thought, for some people, this could absolutely ruin them.
Yeah.
But I think when you go through loads and loads of stuff, you just go, well, do you know what? You're a business owner. Like, I think as a business owner, you learn that on social media, you are right. Everything looks easy, and everyone wants to be a business owner until they realize the work that they've got to put in. Like, you are the first person to get in to work in the morning. You're the last person to go to bed, last person to get paid, first person that people are going to moan to.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you weren't made for it, you wouldn't have gone into it.
Yeah.
And the fact that you've got through them hard times to where you are now is unreal.
Yeah, I love it, Oda. I wouldn't change it, honestly. And like the best thing beyond all of that is it's the relationships you build. Like, I met you 5 years ago. Like, we have a great time whenever we're together.
Yeah.
We've done business together. It's amazing. Like, clients, I just love it. Like, I love the network I have. And some of my clients now, I'd say, are like my best friends.
Yeah, literally. I would always say that you're such a good friend. Like,
100%.
You are right. We met through the agency space.
Yeah.
So sweet. So looking back, if you could go back to the start, would you have done anything different?
Yeah, I think I spent a lot of time like on the edge.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't take the leap. I was just sitting there watching YouTube, so scared of investing in myself. I'd never done it before. Now it's like like we've just hired someone now to come in. He's a great guy. His name's Ollie as well. There's too many Ollies here.
Yeah.
But he's coming in now. He's exited businesses. He's done all sorts, and he's like overseeing us now as a business.
Amazing.
And although I feel like deep down I know how to grow a business, I'm so involved in it that I need someone else to help me.
Yeah.
You're never too good for help. Like, you're never a finished product, and you'll never stop investing in yourself. And if I knew that when I got started, I would have jumped a lot quicker. Like, at the moment that I seen the first offer, I would have been all over it. I think that's it. Yeah.
I love that you've said that, because at the end of most podcasts, I say to people, would you have done anything different? And they go, no, because it was the journey that got to me where I am. And in a sense, you could argue that no, because that journey got you to where you are. But the fact that you can sit there and go, do you know what? This is where I think I went wrong, or this is where I think I could have improved.
Yeah.
At least anyone that's listening to this can go, do you know what, that's the point that I'm at. So I'm now ready to take the leap because I'm looking at where you are right now.
Yeah.
And I'm inspired to do that as well.
Hopefully.
Well, Jack, thank you so much for joining me.
No, thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Can't wait to release this. And yeah, we'll go for dinner now.
Yes, let's go and get some food.